Greetings. Thank you for joining me today as I guide you through the exciting world of KTEC 89.5 FM and show you how to set up our PA system. This video will cover only the minimum necessary actions to set up our PA system. Every system is different, so things shown here might not be applicable to other systems. PA is short for public address, and it is this powerful and portable system that enables KTEC to provide our services to locations all over campus and beyond. The system can be set up with just one person and can take as little as 5 minutes. Let's get started. To set up our PA system, you will need our mixer, a subwoofer, our power control box thingy, 2 speakers, our 2 speaker stands, 3 Speakon cables, and 2 XLR cables. Weighing roughly 70 or 80 pounds, the subwoofer is our biggest piece of equipment. The first step is to make sure it's situated right where you want it. Comes the setup of the power amplifiers and PA processor. These are housed in a portable rack mount unit, which requires taking these off to access it. Around front, our little control box. We see up here the PA processor. This is going to be what takes input signals from our mixer. 1 power amplifier to power both of our tweeter speakers. You can see the levels are cranked on that one. And this one down here only powers our subwoofer. As you can see, we're only using channel 1. Channel 2 is all the way off. Around back here, we have a nice power strip, and our inputs and outputs for everything we need are custom made into this little insert right here. Most of the time, you'll want to use these stands to get our speakers a little bit further off the ground. They're a little heavy, but you can lift them with one hand if you need to. The speaker has a hole in it, which fits conveniently right into the top of this little pole. As you can see, pretty stable. Now that we have now that we have our 2 speakers and our subwoofer set up, we gotta plug them all in. That's what these cords down here are for. These are called Speakon cables. You see they have a little nub on here? That makes it really easy to insert them into these little holes. So, we have labeled here top right, top left, sub. We're gonna start with our top left monitor. Put it in there, turn it clockwise until it clicks. And now it's secure. If you want to undo it, you just do that. Take the other end of that Speakon cable you just plugged in, go around back to one of the speakers, plug it into either one of these inputs. There's 2 inputs because these speakers can be daisy chained if you want. Repeat the process for this other speaker and the subwoofer. Now that we have our 2 speakers and our subwoofer plugged into our control unit here, the next step is to plug in our mixer. In contrast to the Speakon cables we just saw, the monitor uses both 1/4 inch and XLR terminated connections. XLR are the ones with the 3 dots. They're very common in the world of professional and home audio. And we have 2 here. One is labeled red for right, the other unlabeled is left. Right and left audio straight out of the processor here. Alright, we have our connectors plugged in here. Red on the right output. We're going to come down here, find our outputs on the back of our control box here. You see we have in left and in right. We're going to take the red one for right, plug it in right there. There's a little indent on top that you need to line up. It clicks in, and it's in there. The same thing on the other side. Boom! Now we need to plug in the mixer. Good thing we have a power strip on the back here. Yippee! The mixer uses a micro USB connection for its power. Plugs in right down here. There we go. Boom. Now you'll notice, wait a minute, the mixer's not on. Neither is anything else. That's because we haven't plugged this in yet. That was very purposeful though. You see, you never want to plug in an amplifier until you have all the inputs and outputs securely connected. Doing so in a different order could cause adverse effects, such as unwanted audio signals from the vibrations of unplugging and plugging in cords and connectors and such, which can actually lead to the damage of both your speakers or the amplifier in rare cases. The mixer is really the source of all of our audio going into the system, and as such, it has several inputs for various things like microphones, instruments, or, in our case, a 3.5 audio jack found on most laptops and some phones that are a couple years old. Mine still has one. As you can see, this just plugs into inputs 5 and 6 here. Right is red, left is white. And this corresponds conveniently to the slider that controls both of them. So when we turn everything on, this is going to go up, increasing our level from those. And here's our master volume. I'll turn this on in a second and we can see what this looks like. And like magic, it springs to life. See, our thing is initializing here, and still initializing. These two, I think, are already turned on. A little hard to see. They're in the correct mode. These actually have active cooling that's not on right now because the system is not being pushed. These are our input level indicators to our PA manager here. And this is now set up. Now, I'm not actually going to be playing any audio through this because I'm in the KTEC office. But if you were going to, you need to make sure that this was turned up, and then turn up the master volume here, which I'm just gonna do this. Master volume is a digital knob, looks like that. I don't think we've ever had it more than about that. This system can get really, really loud. Fun fact, you can also control this from a Bluetooth app that I have installed on my phone. If you're mixing anywhere in the room, it's really convenient. And that's about it. This setup is pretty ugly because it's in the office, but realistically, this is all you need. Well folks, thank you for joining me. I hope you learned something about KTEC today in this short tutorial. Don't forget to check out our events or our Instagram page at KTEC895 on Instagram, or our website at www.ktec895.com. Catch you later.